you must remember the story of the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, met a prophet and a messenger in each heaven. Do you remember who he met in the fourth heaven? Allah Almighty says in the Holy Qur'an, and mention in the book Idris, he was a truthful prophet, and we raised him to a high rank. And mention Ismail, Idris, and Zulfikar, each of them was patient, and we admitted them to our grace. They were righteous. These two verses have been mentioned in the Holy Qur'an about Idris, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Like most of the prophets and messengers, we also have to learn about his life from the accounts of Islamic historians and scholars. Although not as accurate as the Qur'an and the authentic Hadith, they are effective in giving us a general idea of the enlightened people. It should also be remembered that since the Qur'an does not contain direct detailed information about these great people, about their lives, there are considerable differences among scholars, and as a general Muslim, it is important to be respectful of those differences. According to one group of scholars, Idris alayhi salam is a prophet sent between Isa alayhi salam and Noah alayhi salam. He is the grandson of the grandson of the grandson of Adam alayhi salam. That is, 6 generations passed between them. Since the lifespan of people at that time was very long, Adam alayhi salam lived for more than 900 years. Therefore, according to scholars, Idris alayhi salam was born while Adam alayhi salam was still alive. According to another group of scholars, Idris alayhi salam is a prophet of the children of Bani Israel. Allah Almighty has mentioned Idris alayhi salam in the Holy Qur'an in Surah Maryam, along with Ibrahim, Ishmael, Isaac, Yaqub, Harun, Musa, Zachariah, Yahya, and Isa, peace be upon him. It is narrated in Tafsir al-Qurtubi that Idris alayhi salam was the first person in history to introduce writing. We may not think much about how amazing writing and reading are. Imagine a person making some marks on a piece of paper with an ink pen, and whoever saw those marks could understand the thoughts of the person. And as a result, hundreds of years ago, scholars were able to speak directly to future generations. What an amazing process. Allah draws our attention to this amazing thing of spreading knowledge through writing in the surah, who taught by the pen. Nowadays, the whole world is motionless, without mobiles and computers, and the root of all its technologies is the ability of humans to write and read. By the grace of Allah, Idris alayhi salam initiated the worldly method of practicing this knowledge. And Idris alayhi salam initiated the art of sewing clothes according to the inspiration of Allah. Before that, people mainly used animal skins as clothing. Today, the textile industry has advanced so much that millions of people earn their livelihood by making these clothes. Idris, peace be upon him, also discovered the method of making weapons from iron, through which he started jihad against the tribe of Qabiad. And according to scholars, he was the first prophet who started fighting in the way of Allah. When Allah Almighty says in the Holy Qur'an, Idris, peace be upon him, has been elevated to a high status, there is a difference of opinion about what this means. There is a narration about his death, where it is said that he befriended an angel and went to meet Malakul Maut, the angel of death, in the fourth heaven, and Malakul Maut took his soul in that fourth heaven. According to Abdullah ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, there is no solid evidence for these narrations. Rather, these are stories common among the children of Israel. We can only say that Idris, peace be upon him, was sent to the world at a time when Allah honored him especially, and he is a very important person in human history. After the time of Idris, peace be upon him, there was a long gap when no prophet was sent. At that time, Shaitan came up with a long-term, devious plan to spread sin in society. At that time, people could write and draw. He tried to use that skill of people and use them towards that silk. At that time, whenever a pious person died, Shaitan would say how good that person was. We should remember him. You can draw a picture of him. Otherwise, how will future generations know about them? He inspired the next generation to make idols of their pious ancestors. Then he gave his generation the wisdom that if they just made idols, what respect was shown? You should prostrate to these idols. No, you should not prostrate with the intention of worship. You should prostrate only with the intention of respect. These two things are not the same. He told the generations that came after him, look, your parents and grandparents used to worship these idols. If you do not worship in the same way, Allah will be angry with you. In this way, Satan gradually instills the seeds of polytheism in human society. We must be careful that the jealousy that Shaitan has for mankind is a terrible jealousy, which has thrown it towards complete destruction. This jealousy is so strong that he has embarked on a mission to mislead people with unimaginable patience. We should always keep in mind this strategy of Shaitan to mislead people in this continuous manner, so that we can look at our own country and society and understand how Shaitan is working in the present time. And another strategy of Shaitan is to make people disappointed. We may think that there is so much injustice and injustice all around, so much sin and oppression all around. It may seem that the present world is controlled by Satan. This is a deception, because the control of the entire universe is in the hands of Allah alone. Shaitan can only whisper evil thoughts in our minds. He has no control over us. There is so much injustice and injustice spread all around. Seeing this, we should not become disappointed in people not doing good deeds, because the Lord of the universe has not become disheartened with us. He is filling us with everything we need to survive every day and every moment, so that we run towards Him, run towards paradise. Therefore, let the evil counsel of Satan not disappoint us. Another lesson from this incident is that everything has its good and bad sides. Allah gave Idris alayhi salam the ability to spread the word of Allah through writing. Satan has used that ability of man to lead him to shirk. Even in the present time, we have all the amazing technologies in our hands. All kinds of scholars are at our fingertips. If we want, we can use it for good, like Idris, for example. Or we can use it for bad, under the instigation of Shaitan. Starting from these blessings of modern life, mobile phones, tabs, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, what are we using our eyes, ears, hands, and ears to do? Shaitan will always try to present shirk to us as a good deed. This attempt of Shaitan may seem like a Bollywood song at first glance, a picture of a great leader or a picture of a great scholar or a grave. The only way to escape from Shaitan through religious knowledge is to know our Islam correctly and always seek refuge in Allah from shirk and show-off. Next, a surah has been revealed in the Holy Qur'an about the Prophet we will discuss. He has been patiently calling people to the path of Allah for 950 years. He is the Prophet who built a huge ship by Allah's command, so that the believers could be saved from the punishment sent by Allah for the unbelievers. Can you tell me his name? Write the name of that prophet in the comment section, and stay with us by subscribing to the channel.